sunny day in July, a group of community volunteers came together with their camcorders and spent the day videotaping the people, places, and happenings of the Ridgway area. They came back with some wonderful pictures and great stories. This is Our Town, Ridgway.
Funding for Our Town Ridgway was provided by Horizon Wood Products of Ridgway, committed to the efficient manufacturing of timber products in a way that promotes the beauty, health, and longevity of our forests while allowing us to enjoy this precious asset, wood. From Mascotec of Ridgway, where world-class powdered metal components for national and international markets are produced locally by our family of employees. From Clarion Sintered Metals Incorporated, a locally owned company whose success is attributed to our number one asset, our employees, whose skills and dedication have positioned us as an industry leader. Additional support came from Alpha Sintered Metals, using teamwork and technology to produce high-quality products for customers around the world. And by the annual financial support from viewers like you.
Hi, I'm the mayor of Ridgway, Pennsylvania, and my name is Jim Martin. I've been mayor for 15 years, and we certainly welcome all of you to enjoy the show of our town that's going to be seen. We appreciate you tuning in, and we appreciate the opportunity to show off our community. We're proud of our Renaissance, and we're proud of many things in Ridgway, and I invite each and every one of you to come and visit us here in the county seat. We thank you, and we hope you enjoy the show.
My name is David Ponser. I'm an attorney in Ridgway, and I filmed several areas today in the woods that were important to me when I was growing up. Areas of where they have rock formations that we used to play on as kids quite a bit. The first place I filmed was Mile Rocks. It was a perfect July day in Pennsylvania. It was very sunny when we started, then it clouded up a bit. Sun was coming through the clouds and coming into the forest. And we heard thunder as we're going up. The storm was clearly a few valleys over, and when we first got to the rocks, it started to rain. And we found a place we call Indian Rock, which is a very large overhang. And we stayed under there for about 15 minutes as it poured rain. After the rain started to clear, the sun came out, and the wild rhododendron was in bloom. So the whole area is just full of wild rhododendron, and it's beautiful. These rocks aren't steep rocks. They're rocks that have the forest and the trees around them and on top of them. So they're a lot of caves, a lot of overhangs, just great places when you're kids to explore. And we spent a lot of time there. A day like this is exactly why you live here. It is just a marvelous place to be able to walk out your back door and get away from everything and have this whole forest just around you everywhere, and the deer and the different animals that you're going to see as you're out there. It really makes it very much worthwhile. I've lived a few places and I've traveled a bit, but as far as just physical beauty, Elk County and the area around Ridgway is second to none.
I chose to film a segment on the craftsmanship heritage in Ridgway. There were many fine craftsmen who worked at our own bed and breakfast here in Ridgway, and I thought that it would be very interesting to capture some of their work on film. The strip shop was the first place that I filmed, and the owner of that shop is Craig Mitchell, a very fine craftsman. He specializes in doing metalwork restoration, and he's also very significant for having been chosen to do all of the brass work at the Brookville Courthouse about 2 years ago, I believe. And I actually went and filmed some examples of his work there because it was on such a large scale and so absolutely stunning.
The building was built quite a while, mid-1800s, and it's just interesting to put things back to that. To look, they restored the whole building, and we were happy to be part of it.
I really love doing Elkwood Arts, and I've been waiting for this opportunity to film them. There are 4 gentlemen who work at Elkwood Arts in their wood shop who are craftsmen who worked at a company called the Hyde Murphy Company. They were one of the largest millwork companies in the eastern United States at the turn of the century. It's actually a sheltered workshop for Dickinson Mental Health, and so they have clients from the sheltered workshop and from group homes who actually work there and help to do some of the sanding work for some of their pieces. I filmed Dr. Hugh Darby also because he is an unsung hero in terms of preservation history here in Ridgway. He took on the preservation and rehabilitation of the Central High School.
The building is very beautiful. I like to try to save the building for the people of Ridgway, because they have a lot of memories here.
Right.
And Central School is a part of El County, and it is a part of their life.
I filmed and visited what is known as the Pink House, and everybody in Ridgway will immediately know what I'm referring to as the Pink House, even though it is now tan. This was a very old home with a lot of Ridgway history. The famous opera star Renee Fleming was raised in that building, and it happens to have some of the most phenomenal parquet floors that I have ever seen. It is absolutely beautiful, and it's basically in a half-finished state right now, but it's a wonderful example of a historic rehabilitation in progress. Castilla Woodshop I chose to film because Carlos had done some renovation work for us, replacing missing spindles in our wonderful staircase, and he really loves fine woodwork and has an appreciation for it. I think it is one of the most special things in Ridgway, and sometimes even the people in Ridgway don't remember this, but with that legacy of the Hyde Murphy Company, the town is just filled with this woodwork, and there's still many, many craftsmen through the years. We just have a history and legacy of craftsmanship and wonderful homes and wonderful woodwork.
Sports in a community are important because they keep kids off the street, and it gives them something to do, and it'll keep them in shape, and they have fun doing it. There were a variety of people here today at the sports complex, girls, boys, older people, small kids, all trying to tone their muscles and get stronger.
Hi, I'm Matt Yoda. I'm the hero of this stupid little town.
So how do you like living in Ridgway, Matt?
It's awesome. I love it. Ridgway is so great. There's so much stuff to do. Movies, bowling. We have a skating park. A drive-in. It's great. And then the weight room. It's just, you don't have enough time to enjoy all the great stuff Ridgway has to offer. It's amazing. My name is Gary Gerber. I'm the head wrestling coach here at Ridgway High School.
So, what are all these kids here for?
These kids represent all the sports, girl sports, guy sports, all ages, young, old, and they're here getting ready for the upcoming season and striving to become better athletes, working together. Hey Brett, which way is the lap machine?
Oh, Tommy. Right over there.
It's called the Dennis and Rose Heindel Sports Complex. Denny Heindel is a nice person of our community that donated $1 million over a series of 4 years to Ridgway school districts, building a sports complex, lights on the football field, enhancing the football field, a field house, and he's just done a lot for our schools.
My wife and I were extremely proud even to give the donation. When we come up here in the evening, there would be 20, 30 guys just waiting to do the job. The whole community of Ridgway pitched in and did a great job. We had the governor here on 2 different occasions.
Mr. Schilk was in charge of building everything that Denny Heindel donated.
It'd be very difficult for me to thank each individual that worked on all these projects individually. So what I would like to do publicly right now is thank them all together because without their help and support, these projects never would have happened.
Dr. Francis Grandinetti is the superintendent of Ridgway Area School District.
Governor Ridge came to our facilities to dedicate them, and he said that this project was an example for other communities on what a community project is all about. And I really think that says it all about this outstanding project.
The people in Ridgway don't understand and appreciate enough of what's their own backyard, and that's what we were trying to show in our coverage today. I mean, if I would have taken you on a tour of all of our hobbies, we would have never had enough time to get done. But what I really want to do is just encompass the great place that I work and contribute to the community, and then our hobbies with dogs, and hopefully to get people to pay more attention to the clearing and appreciate what's in their own backyards. In 1909, there was a survey of the clearing by the government, and they found that it was dead and polluted throughout from bottom to the top. And a lot's been done to work on the clearing. In the meantime, to take care of pollution, we take much better care of our earth, and that's a help. The clearing's 101 miles long, and from Ridgway down to where it goes into the Allegheny River, about 52 miles of it in 96 was declared a wild and scenic river, so that it's protected from other disturbances and can become even cleaner and better in the next 100 years.
We managed to see some ducks and deer. Once in a while you'll even be able to see some muskrat or the blue heron, great blue heron. There's a number of them on the river. We also saw some green herons, kingfishers, things like that.
But since we were out fairly early trying to get the animals, most of the people that we saw were fishermen, although we did see quite a few campers, families, guys with their sons and stuff. It was very nice seeing people enjoying the river. Powdered metal is very big in this area. A lot of times the companies, people would leave a company and branch out and start their own business, and that's what happened with Alpha Sintered Metals.
Welcome to Alpha Sintered Metals. I'm Roger Hasselman, president and one of the original founders of the company. The company started in downtown Ridgway in 1967 with just a handful of employees. We make powdered metal parts for the automotive and lawn and garden industry. A few years after the beginning, we had a fire and moved to our present location on Mount Morenci. Presently, we have about 175 employees and occupy about 100,000 square feet of space. Ridgway has been a terrific place to do business. It's just been a great place to raise a family. The people of Ridgway have a strong work ethic, have a strong religious foundation. That's why we've been able to be so successful and have had such a strong relationship with the surrounding communities.
Well, we did a couple of different dog shops today. I enjoy dogs in my spare time, and we went to first visit Angie Becker at Tiger Retrievers. And Angie's a trainer of retrievers, mostly black and yellow labs, but she does other kinds of dogs as well. She does some breeding. Mostly she does training for field trials or even for people to have well-trained obedient pets and gun dogs. She told us that a lot of people really want something that they see out of Southern living, where they want the gun dog sleeping by the fire in the wintertime. In the summer they want them playing with the kids in the stream, and then in the fall they want to take them out and hunt pheasants with them.
Yes, about 15, 17 years ago, my wife and I got involved in starting to collect antiques. So when I volunteered to do Our Town Ridgway, I wanted to do some places that had some antiques and had some nostalgia connected with the town. The first place I went to was the Pennsylvania Shop of Antiques, and the proprietor there is Georgianne Freeberg, and her son are partners. And they both got involved in antiques many, many years ago. And the building itself that houses the Pennsylvania Shop of Antiques has a lot of history. At one time it was a candy store, and it was a soda fountain, and at one time it was a deli, and at present it is an antique store. So there's a lot of nostalgia about the place, and it's just filled with many, many beautiful items, all of which are from the state of Pennsylvania, as the name implies, the Pennsylvania House of Antiques. Joe Ray's Quilt Shop, located on Mill Street in Ridgway, has an awful lot of history. It was one of the first houses that was built in the Ridgway area. And when Joe Ray and her husband, Sam Yorns, purchased the house, Joe Ray, with her background in home economics and her love for quilts, felt impelled to put a quilt shop in this place.
I've always been interested in sewing. I belonged to 4-H when I was younger. I graduated from Penn State with a degree in home economics. I got interested in quilting, and now it's an absolute passion with me.
It's only been open since January. They've owned the house for about 2.5 years, and they are restoring the house. They have about 2.5 rooms set aside for the quilt shop.
Welcome to 122 Center Street. This is the Connis residence. My name is Tom Connis. I'm the Elk County Sheriff. This is my wife, Darian, who's the new OR manager at the Kane Hospital. and my son Brian, who's home visiting. Brian's an opera singer, and of course we have our two friends there, Ming and Sophie.
Again, one of the larger and most beautiful homes in Ridgway, and they have about 3 rooms completed with about 13 more to go.
I'm Amy Good. I've worked in the office of Horizon Wood Products for the past 6 years, and I've been a resident of Ridgway for the past 8 years. I taped at Horizon Wood Products, and the first person I taped was George Turovich, the owner of the company.
The year 2000 is our 25th anniversary of being in business. I've been a lifetime resident in this area, and our company's been here for its entire existence. We deal in a little bit of different sector of the wood products industry in that we make a totally different product than the traditional sawmills in our area. Our product is more geared towards the export market, more on the artistic side rather than the industrial side of lumber, even though we do it on fairly large volumes.
I talked to Bob Zawatsky, an employee of the company, who talked about what he likes about Horizon and living in Ridgway.
What do you like about working here at Horizon?
It's neat, it's young, it's clean, and people are real nice to me up here, and they treat you real well.
We have Kurt Daler, an employee at Horizon Wood Products. Kurt, what do you like about working at Horizon?
All the nice people and the nice people we work for here.
Being a lifelong resident of Ridgway, what keeps you in the area?
The country, they ain't no big city traffic or nothing.
The next person I talked to was Homer White, one of the sawyers for the company.
Yeah, I was born and raised in Ridgway. Just like the small town, I worked in the woods for 20 years, and then I came to work for George. We grew up in the same neighborhood. We used to ring doorbells and run tic-tac when we were kids. I like the small town atmosphere for raising a family, too. Every second car you go by downtown, you wave at the people you know. If you ever get in trouble, someone's there to help you out. It's a nice town to raise your kids in. You don't have to lock your doors or worry about the kids playing in the neighborhood. It's just a nice place to live.
Masco Tech is the leading employer in Ridgway. We employ about 450 employees. We're also the second largest powdered metal components manufacturer in the world. Some of my colleagues this week shot footage at Masco Tech Centered Components, beginning with an interview with our human resources manager, Mike Alio.
Masco Tech was founded in 1968 by a couple of entrepreneurs who located the company in a roller skating rink on Bootjack Hill in Ridgway. Exotic Metals was purchased by Masco Corp in 1972. The company is still owned today under the Masco Tech family of companies.
The rest of the footage is the manufacturing processes that we do in Ridgway. We mold components and manufacture components for the automotive industry. And our manufacturing processes begin with a compacting operation, which is shown in the video. It continues through a sintering operation. A sintering process is where the molded parts are sintered at relatively high temperatures on a continuous belt furnace, which gives the part its hardness and its toughness. The manufacturing process then goes through any number of secondary operations. And then the parts are final inspected and shipped. We have an enormous amount of growth within the next several years. With the innovations in the powdered metal industry, we are on top of technology. We have components in nearly every automobile manufactured. Everything from transmissions to engines, everything you can imagine in an automobile, we have some contribution.
We visited the Arts Council on North Broad Street. One of the aspects of ICATA is a sales gallery. There are 40 to 50 artists with items on display that are for sale. Sometimes we also have special exhibits, but we have things available from quilting, weaving, pottery, photography, oil painting, watercolor, acrylics, woodworking, turned wood, quilting, a wide variety of different products that are available. The Arts Council feels very strongly that the local talent should be showcased, and so the Board of Directors has wanted to continue our sales gallery and keep that going.
We're going to take a moment and talk to Maureen Donakai. She is a member of the Board of Directors and has been involved with the Arts Council since its beginning.
The Arts Council began in 1984. It's an arts organization that supports the visual and the performing arts in the area. We're based in Ridgway. We have a beautiful gallery. We have workshops, classrooms, we have concerts, and we support many arts organizations.
We have college girls that work for us, and one of their projects are doing kids classes throughout the county. The first process in a step for mask making, the children actually form masks with a partner over their own faces, and then at the next session they will go ahead and decorate those masks for themselves. We also taped today the adult watercolor class that was going on, and we do hold classes all year long for adults and children, and watercolor is one of the things that we offer at the Arts Council.
We have a variety of members. We have doctors and lay people, school teachers, and right now the membership is holding right around 80 membership members in the club. Just seeing these celestial objects that a lot of people don't realize are out there, and seeing the different planets at different times of year, being able to see them with a telescope, some of them with the naked eye. Tonight we're going to go out and view a comet that's right under the Big Dipper right now.
They have a base that was designed by a man from San Francisco, and he visited our club here several years ago, and he we got his signature on both the telescopes.
It's a fun hobby. I've been at it since I was a kid.
I decided to do a little videotaping of the Strand because it's a unique building and has an Art Deco architecture to it. It was also the original Opera House in Ridgway, and I have very fond memories of it because I attended the last movie that was shown there in the 1980s. For a lot of people, it holds a lot of fond memories. It was a very unique building. As we were filming, Richard Herman was working there for the hardware store that is housed in the Strand, and we thought we'd ask him a few questions about living in Ridgway.
It's a great town. I lived here all my life. The people here are friendly. It's a nice atmosphere, nice weather. We're having nice weather today.
There's a lot of very interesting people in Ridgway. A lot of artists, a lot of people you would never expect, and it's been very nice for me.
The sites that I had fun videotaping today are all related to the woodlands that surround our area. And the woodlands are absolute integral to this northwestern Pennsylvania, from the days of the early timbering of the dense virgin forest to today's select cutting operations that are done by the local mills. Beeler Lumber Company, I actually had the pleasure of going into the mill and filming all the different aspects of the sawyer at work in the lumber mill. And I thought that was just such a great experience because it's like you could walk back in time, and this is what the early millers did. I mean, this is what the loggers did, and that's what created the manor houses. Most of the manor houses, I'm sure others have told you, contain Hyde Murphy woodwork, and Beeler Lumber is just continuing that great heritage of lumbering and taking the forest and turning it into, a renewable resource.
Hello, I'm Scott Blint, one of the co-founders of Cabin Creations. The other artists that I work with are Jim Delhoney and Donald Steger. As you can see, this is the type of work that we are putting out of Ridgway, Pennsylvania. using local lumbers from the local lumber mills in this area. This particular piece of furniture I'd like to talk about briefly is an executive desk. The wood that we chose, species of wood that we chose for this desk is Northwest Pennsylvania red oak.
And these are all local craftsmen, and they use all local timber. We've still got young men and craftsmen who are still pursuing that fine sculpting, wood sculpting like you saw in the early days. And two of them have actually created a totem pole down at the O.B. Grant Park out of what was going to be a tree that they were just going to take out. And so these guys, Rick and Randy Bonney from town, are world-known sculptors.
My name is Bonnie Schauer, and I'm one of the members of the Ridgway Park Redevelopment Committee. My name's Heather Dovenspice, and I'm also part of the committee. We were the original founding members. And today we're having a work party where volunteers have gathered to put in new equipment that we have raised money for and have purchased. It's just the first stage of probably a 3-year project to make the parks in our area safer and more age-appropriate for the children of Ridgway.
And these two young mothers were actually given an award by the state of Pennsylvania in June, Community Rural Health Leaders of the Year Award.
Mainly it was because we didn't just talk about doing something and push it off onto the borough, but we worked with the borough to accomplish our goal, to better our community.
I was quite proud of those young women. These folks kind of are examples of the way Ridgway continues to live its heritage.
Coming up next on Our Town Ridgway, a look at beautiful churches, beautiful homes, and some beautiful scenery. But right now, your pledge of support to Channel 3 would be a thing of beauty, too. Thanks.
Good evening. I'm Greg Peterson, the Channel 3 staff, and I'm involved with the Our Town projects. In fact, I've been the coordinator for them for the last, 4 years. And tonight it's Our Town Ridgway, and we have a studio full of people from Ridgway. In fact, all these people were volunteers and part of the show, so we're thankful that they came down here tonight. But we want you to make a pledge at 1-800-245-9779. We're taking this membership opportunity, so you can call in, get a copy of the program. We'll tell you about how you do that in a second. But show your support for Ridgway and WPSX Channel 3 by calling in a pledge right now. Now, to tell you how you can get a copy of the program, here's a person who's really responsible in Ridgway for helping this program get on the air, Dale Orasella. Dale?
Our friends in Ridgway. We're having such a great time up here, and we would have an even better time with having all of our friends calling in. And tonight, if you pledge $75, you will get a copy of Our Town Ridgway. That is the hour and 40-minute version. You simply have to have this. This is going to make a great Christmas gift, especially for any friends and family that are living out of town. So glad to hear those phones ringing. Thank you. For $100, if you pledge $100 tonight, you will get the Our Town Ridgway t-shirt. And if you would like both of these great gifts tonight, a $150 pledge will get you both the shirt and the video. And I just want to tell you how much we've enjoyed working on this. It has been so much fun. The group here tonight is great. And I'm sure that you're all enjoying that footage. And there's some more wonderful things to come in the show. And I know you're going to want to see those other 20 minutes. Also joining me tonight is Asher Barr with WPSX.
Thanks a lot, Dale. Dale has done a great job for us, and we have so much more of this great program to show you. That'll be coming up in just a few minutes, but right now you have the opportunity to give us a call and make your pledge so you can have a copy of this program for your own home library. A $75 pledge brings you the director's cut, the full 140-minute program. We can have that to you in time for the holidays. So for your own library, for your gift giving, all of that coming your way, courtesy of your gift and all your friends and neighbors who shot all this great footage. There's lots more of the program, so hang with us. But first, go to the phone and make that call. Remember, too, that for your pledge of $75 or more, you not only get that video, you're going to get the Channel 3 members card, which gives you 2-for-1 dining all across central Pennsylvania. That's just a little icing on the cake. What we're really bringing you tonight is the Our Town Ridgway documentary that was shot by your friends and neighbors. This is a great way for you to recognize all the great things in your town, and we'd like to hear from you tonight. Greg?
Give us a call, make your pledge, and there's there's a special incentive going on tonight. If you make a pledge of $35 or more on a credit card, let's say you pledge $75 for the videotape, if you do that on a credit card, we'll also send you 1 year's worth of Newsweek magazine. That's for any credit card gift of $35 or more. You'll get Newsweek magazine. Let's say you pledge $75, you'll get the videotape, you get Newsweek, plus you get the WPSX TV program guide sent to you every month. So it's a pretty good deal. So give us a call at 1-800-245-9779 and make a pledge. You can also jog over to our website, wpsx.psu.edu. You can make a pledge there too. Same rules apply. So give us a call. We have more to come in Ridgway. If you have trouble getting through, that's because all the phones are busy right now. All 9 phones are busy. So wait about a minute or two. Wait a minute and then give us a call. Coming up, we've got a lot more to see at Ridgway. And don't forget, the $75 pledge gets you a copy of the videotape that we call the director's cut, because it has about 20 minutes of additional video that you're not going to see tonight. This show is as long as it is, but so the total show, the total video you'll get is close to about an hour and 45 minutes. So you'll be getting a lot of video. Give us a call, 1-800-245-9779, and make your pledge. Odell?
This is just an unbeatable gift for any friends or family that are living out of the area, or for perhaps somebody that you've seen in a high school reunion recently and you'd like to have them show them what we've been doing in Ridgway. And we just appreciate your support so much of all of these wonderful volunteers here who have done such hard work putting this together. And we know you're just going to love it. And so for $75, you can get this tape, this video with the extra 20 minutes of footage, and we can have it to you in time for Christmas. For $100, you can get the t-shirt, and for $150 you can have both.
Well, we are encouraging you to give us a call. You know, all the phones are busy right now. This does not surprise me, not at all. The outpouring of response from the community of Ridgway has been amazing every single step of the way. When we came to you asking for volunteers, we had more volunteers, 47 volunteers, more than any other community that we have worked with so far. An incredible, enthusiastic response. So the level of activity on the phones right now is no surprise to us. But if you are experiencing a little trouble getting through, please be patient or try the website. We want to make sure that you have your opportunity to get a copy of this documentary about your hometown. When you call, be sure to take your credit card to the telephone. It'll make it easier for you. It'll make the transaction faster. And it gives us an opportunity to send you a year subscription to Newsweek as a bonus. So many great things that we have to offer you tonight. The bells that you hear ringing indicate that we have people calling in at the $120 level or the $150 level, enabling us to send the t-shirt as well as the videotape. So that's our way of recognizing your gift to WPSX and your opportunity to have all of these great things, the video and the t-shirt, that recognize how wonderful Ridgway is. This is your night, Ridgway, and we're glad to have you calling us. Do give us a call right now. Greg.
We've been very proud to do the Our Town project since the summer of 1996, so this makes, the 4th anniversary of it. And it's been a wonderful way for the station to connect with the communities we serve. I was simply looking for a project that would do that, and it turned out to be a great way for the towns to show their best, to show their civic pride. And Ridgway really went all out. They had a wonderful special edition, a special section of the Ridgway Record yesterday, and I got a copy of that, so thanks to them for their support. But it's your support we're looking for right now. You know, we had a phenomenal success, several months ago, and we did Our Town Clearfield, which is our city of license. We raised close to $24,000 that night. Now, we might not raise that tonight, but let's see how close we can get to that, see how much Ridgway really appreciates WPSX Channel 3. 1-800-245-9779. If you have trouble getting through, there's one phone open right now. Well, there's no phones open right now, which is okay. This is a good thing to have. So just keep trying. We don't want you to miss any of the program. We'll be getting back to the program in just a couple minutes, but now's your chance to call and make a pledge. And just so you know, every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings, and we get a pledge of $100 or more. Dale?
Well, we're having a great time here. Thank you for all the calls. We'd like to thank Rich Loeffner. We've heard from him and many, many others. And please, you have to get one of these. This is an historic occasion for Ridgway. You're never going to see this again. And there's just so much wonderful footage on here for Ridgway. I'd like to thank all the people that have helped in Ridgway with that special edition of the paper. We appreciate your support so much. The Chamber of Commerce, Ridgway Borough, the Stackpole Hall Foundation, everyone who has helped revive our town, and and this is a great combination here tonight. You can help support what we're doing for Ridgway, as well as WPSX, and I know personally, public television is almost all I watch, so you can't beat this combination. Remember, $75 will get you a copy of Our Town Ridgway with an extra 20 minutes of footage, and you can have it by Christmas. Great gift. You can see here one of the special editions of the paper that were done yesterday with a salute to the Ridgway Heritage Council and Our Town Ridgway. I think I can speak for all of the video volunteers. We have just had a fabulous time putting this together, and we know that you just have to have a copy of this for your future. You absolutely must buy one. And thank you for all the calls that are coming in. The phones have been ringing, and we just have a great group up here, so keep supporting us and keep calling.
Do remember that when you call and make your pledge of support, you can put it on your credit card and make it quick and easy for you. Also remember that will enable us to send you, as well as the documentary, the year subscription to Newsweek magazine, sort of the icing on the Ridgway cake here when you make your pledge of support. And remember too that we are able to get this video to you in time for the holidays. So make your call tonight, or go to the website if you can't get through on the telephone. We want to make sure that you have the opportunity to receive this. And remember that what your pledge is doing, in addition to securing a copy of this documentary for you and your family, your pledge is enabling WPSX to continue to bring you great local programming. This is the kind of thing you're not going to find anywhere else. This is the type of programming that's available to you only when you support your local public television station. So your pledge of support does so much tonight, and it enables us to recognize the great town of Ridgway, which has been marvelous throughout this entire project. We've been proud and really excited to be part of it. So Ridgway, this is your night. Keep calling.
We're very gratified for the phone calls that are coming in. I have to explain something, how the Our Town concept works. We come into town and we solicit volunteers who have their own camcorders. They determine what they want to shoot. They determine what they want to say about their town. In this case, we had over 40 people volunteer, which was a record in itself. So that's why the show is a little bit longer than normal. So what you're seeing is their comments, their reflections, their thoughts about their town. We didn't come to town with a preconceived notion of what Ridgway is about and what we wanted to show. We let the townspeople show what they wanted to show, and to show all of central Pennsylvania what Ridgway was all about. So that's what's unique about this program. That's what's unique about public television. We reflect what you see. Give us a call at 1-800-245-9779. All the phones are busy right now. If you have trouble getting through, just wait a second, give us a call. Don't forget the thank you gifts, and Dale Orcella is going to tell us about it. Aren't you, Dale?
Yes, I am. Remember, everyone in Ridgway, this is our time. This is our time to shine. And I think we should give Clearfield a run for their money, don't you? So keep those calls coming in for us. We set the record with the number of volunteers. I think we can do well with the money, too. Don't forget that the video is just $75, and you're going to get 20 extra minutes of footage on this video. And you are just going to love it. For $100, if you pledge tonight, you can get the Our Town Ridgway t-shirt. This is going to be a collector's item in Ridgway. And for $150, you can have both. These are fantastic Christmas gifts. Think of the different people that you could give these to who are going to enjoy these. This video can mean so much to distant relatives, friends, and family. It's going to give them a piece of home in Ridgway. So let's have some support out here and keep those phones ringing.
We do want to keep these phones ringing, and in fact, there goes the last phone. So do be patient and do keep trying. We want to make sure you have your opportunity to get this video for your home library. Get yourself the t-shirt that Dale was talking about, that available to you for the $120 pledge, or you can have both for a pledge of $150. But do give us a call and take this opportunity. This is your night, Ridgway, and we want you to take advantage of it. Here's Greg showing you this lovely t-shirt, which every one of our Ridgway volunteers is wearing this evening. You can wear it too. You'll have your very own. We'll ring a bell for you when you call in and make that pledge of support. Put it on your credit card, make it quick, make it easy, make it efficient. That's what it's all about, that and getting you that video. 1-800-245-9779, or our website address there on your screen, whatever's easier for you. Pick up the phone, pick up your computer mouse, and go get yourself a video.
Number is 1-800-245-9779. We are certainly gratified for the support we're seeing tonight for your public TV station. And the money you're sending in tonight goes to support the programs you see. It goes to purchase, produce, and broadcast programs that you watch on WPSX Channel 3. In fact, in our budget, 54% of the $1.8 million we spend this year has to come from individual viewers like you. That's why your pledge right now is important. So give us a call, 800-245-9779, and make a pledge. What am I doing? I'm standing on the cable. Oh, I'm sorry. Live TV is a wonderful thing. 1-800-245-9779. Our phone volunteers, if we can get a wide shot, I don't know if we get a wide shot off the camera too, but the phone volunteers, these are all people who are part of the show. I'm going to be talking to them later on. They're a little bit busy right now taking your pledges, and that's cool, but they all came down from Ridgway tonight, and we thank them for their yeoman service to be here, but we like to thank you for your pledge, and that only happens when you call and make a pledge. A pledge of $75 gets you a videotape copy of the show, and we call it the director's cut. It has about 20 more minutes of video than what you're going to see tonight. For a pledge of $100, you can get the Our Town polo shirt. It's 50-50 cotton polyester. It comes in large, extra large, and double extra large. Or the combo is $150 for both. You decide how much it's worth to you. You put it on a credit card, and any pledge of $35 or more will give you a year's worth of Newsweek. Got a great deals going on tonight. The best deal is you supporting public TV. Right, Dale?
Absolutely. By pledging tonight, you're not only supporting all the hard work of your friends and family in Ridgway who've been participating in enlivening Ridgway, but just think about all the benefits with WPSX membership. They have wonderful shows. I love all the history shows and about the Antiques Road Show, and there's just so many great things on public television, and we need to support that. I'd like to mention, thank you, Jim, Mayor Martin, for calling in with his pledge. We're very excited about that. Thank you. And the phones are going, and thank you so much. It's really exciting to be up here in a live television studio. It takes a little getting used to, but thank you.
Well, it's me. Okay, I'm happy to tell you about it. Give us a call at 1-800-245-9779. You can have your own copy of the video when you make that pledge of $75. Put it on a credit card, make it easy for you, and we'll send you a year's subscription to Newsweek magazine. In addition, you'll know all about Ridgway, you'll know all about the world. What could be better? What a bonus. Make a pledge of $120 and we'll send you the Our Town Ridgway polo shirt. And for your pledge of $150, you can have the whole shooting match if you put it on a credit card, the video, the polo shirt, and Newsweek. Hey, it's all yours. And Ridgway, this is your evening. We will take your pledge dollars, and in addition to sending you a video, we will use it to send you more great programs throughout the year. So give us a call. Be patient if the lines are busy. It has been a very busy evening, and we're really gratified by that. No surprise here, given the level of enthusiasm everyone in Ridgway has shown for the entire project. Bear with us if you call and you get a busy signal. Wait a minute and try again.
Public TV is often called the rare medium that's well done, so we're asking you to light a fire into us tonight and make a pledge at 800-245-9779. Or you can go to the website, wpsx.psu.edu. You can look at the thank you gifts there. You can make your pledge online. If you're having trouble getting through on the phone lines right now, that's because all of them are busy, except for Jack, and I bet his phone will ring any second. So if you had trouble getting through, we have one line open right now, and that's not open now. But just wait a minute. Give us a call. You know how it works. We thank you for your support. It's your pledges that make programs like this possible. Our next Our Town project is in Coudersport, so we're looking to come up there. That's a show we'll air in December. And now we're doing one in Kane with 6th, 7th, and 8th graders, and I'm sure you'll be able to enjoy that. That'll come up airing in December as well. Give us a call. Make your pledge right now. Oh, Dale, you have some more thank yous to say?
Yes, we do. We'd like to thank Andy Beeler for calling in, and Glenn Blakesley, and Becky Stice. Thank you very much. And the phones are all ringing like crazy here, so we're going to have a lot more names coming in. Again, thank Christmas. This is the most wonderful gift that you could possibly get for your friends and family. For $75, you're going to get the video with the 20 minutes of extra footage. We haven't even seen that extra footage ourselves yet, so it's going to be very exciting to see that. And for $100, you can get the Our Town Ridgway t-shirt, and for $150, you can get both. Let's see, we also have, oh, great, Paul Brzezinski. Thank you, Paul. Really appreciate our friends and neighbors calling in like this. It's so exciting to be here, sharing with you the fruits of our hard work. It took us, we've been working on Our Town Ridgway since the spring, and please help support all the work we're doing and WPSX, and give us a ring.
I have to tell you, the level of excitement in this studio is something. It's amazing. It's crackling in here. This is almost More bells ringing. This is almost more excitement than we had the night we did Our Town Clearfield. Ridgway is looking like it could possibly surpass Clearfield, which, let me tell you, was a barn burner here in our studios. We were hard put to handle that, but we made it, and we can handle it too if Ridgway runs right by. So this is your night. Give us a call. Let's see if we can, in fact, surpass the Clearfield evening. That would make it an even more exciting evening for us. And it's obviously an exciting evening for you. The phones haven't quit ringing yet. Remember, a $75 pledge is for the Our Town video, and a $120 pledge enables us to send you the Our Town polo shirt, Our Town Ridgway polo shirt. A $150 pledge enables us to send both of them your way. Put it on a credit card, make it easy, and in addition to all that, through the courtesy of Newsweek, we're able to send you a year's subscription. So many great ways we have for saying thank you, and many great ways we have of celebrating Ridgway night here at Channel 3. Give us a call.
I have in my hand the object of many people's desire tonight, a copy of the program that they're watching, and it can be yours for a pledge of $75. And actually, it's the director's cut. There's about 20 minutes additional on this tape that you won't be able to see tonight because of time constraints. So if you'd like a copy of the program, give us a call and use your Visa, MasterCard, American Express, or Discover. Or you can get the polo shirt, which is a $100 pledge, and that comes in the sizes of large, extra large, and double extra large. Or you can get both. You can get the polo shirt and the videotape sent for a $150 pledge. Put that on a credit card. You'll become a member of the station, and also we'll send you a year's worth of Newsweek magazine. Give us a call. Oh, you also get the members card. Did we tell you about that? Any pledge of $65 or more gives you the members card. It's good for 2-for-1 dining at many restaurants throughout central Pennsylvania. So let's say you get the videotape, you get the members card, you'll get the Time magazine, Newsweek. Oh, shut my mouth. You'll get Newsweek magazine, and you'll also get the program guide sent to you for a pledge of $75. So that's great. 1-800-245-9779. The phones are still very busy, all busy. So if you have trouble getting through, just wait a second and try us again. And Dale has some more thank yous to say, don't you, Dale?
Yes, I do. We appreciate all these calls coming in. I'd like to thank Bob Conacher, Keith Mader, Preston Swanson. Thank you, Preston. South Street Bagel. Thanks a lot, Rob. We're really excited to hear of all the people who are tuned in watching us. Again, this is the most spectacular Christmas gift. And for just $75, you're going to get that extra footage that you aren't going to find anywhere else. Wonderful scenes from Ridgway. You've only seen a third of the program so far, and it's just fabulous. I'm sure you agree. And you're going to see more great things in the next 45 minutes or hour when we get back to the program. So make that call, give us a pledge, and get yourself one of these great videos for $75, $100 if you want one of these Airtown Ridgway t-shirts, which are nice memorabilia, and also for $150 you can have both. So give us a call.
How did you hear about it?
All right. I'm telling you, there's so much excitement here in the studio. This is one of my favorite nights to work when we work in Our Town show because of the level of excitement here in the studio. I want to remind you that we have lots of people to thank, including the people of Ridgway. We want to say thanks to Papa John's Pizza, Snyder of Berlin, and Pepsi Cola of Altoona for keeping us all really well fortified while we take your pledge of support. Remember that we're here to take your pledge. That $75 pledge enables us to send you the long director's cut. It'll be 40 minutes more video than we are able to show you tonight on TV. This is such a long documentary. And why is it long? Because we had a record number of videographers from the town of Ridgway. Everything about Ridgway has been enthusiastic, including this response tonight. It's your turn now. Go to the phone, make that call, go to the website, whatever it takes. Get in touch with us so that we can make sure you have this for your library because this is your night. So get in touch with us right now.
In the first segment, I like the story of the gentleman at Horizon Woods talking about him and George Turbovich, the owner, ringing doorbells and running away when they were younger. I think it's a great story. You'd never do that, would you, when you were younger? This is a great show. The town opened up to us, and we really appreciate that. And it's really, they opened up to their neighbors, because it's the neighbors who went out and shot the video and got the interviews. And that's what really makes these programs work, because they're all pulling together to do something nice about their program. And they decide the content, which is really great. We don't have to tell them, you do that, you do that, you do that. And, invariably we'll hear from somebody who say, oh, you forgot something. Well, there's only only have so much time, but this is a really good representation of what Ridgway, Pennsylvania is all about. Give us a call. If you've never been to Ridgway, you ought to go. They have one of the most beautiful county seats, county courthouses. Right now it's kind of ugly. It's full of scaffolding and all that, but a year from now it'll look gorgeous, so you got to go. 1-800-245-9779. Dale, some more thanks? Or?
Yes, I have another one here from Millie Bowers. Thank you, Millie. It's just great to hear all these familiar names of folks calling in, and just keep them rolling. This is such an exciting moment for Ridgway. It's our evening, it's our day in the sun here after all the hard work it's taken us to work on this. And just for $75, just call in and make that pledge. This is a great Christmas gift. WPSX can get this to you in time for Christmas, for you to get to your friends and relatives. $100 for that t-shirt. All of our volunteers are wearing it here. And for $150, you can get both. You just don't want to miss this historic opportunity. This will never happen again in Ridgway. It's been tremendously exciting to work on it. Thank you for all of your support, and keep on calling. We're going to recognize you here.
We do want you to give us a call right now. We will be going back to show you more of the Ridgway documentary in just a few minutes, but we want to make sure you have your opportunity to get your own home copy of this. This is how you do it. You go to the phone, you give us a call, and you make your pledge of support. A $75 pledge means you get this home video. When you make a $120 pledge, we'll send you the polo shirt, or a $150 pledge means that we'll be able to send you both the polo shirt and the video, and we can ring some bells for you as well. Put it on your credit card. Make it quick. Make it easy. But call tonight. Make sure that you take advantage of this opportunity to get your own home library copy of your video, Our Town Ridgway.
Give us a call and make your pledge. If you have trouble getting through, there's one phone open right now. You can try. Obviously, though, Amy's going to get on it as soon as it rings. So give us a call at 1-800-245. There you go. 1-800-245-9779. Coming up, we've got a lot of great things to show you about Ridgway. We've got some. Let's see. There was an international shooting exposition going on that weekend. National Rifle Shoot was going on, and so we got to show you that. We've got some footage taken from the air by Michael here. He went up in his helicopter, so he shot some footage in the air. That's right. Show out. There's Michael. Wave hi, Michael. He's too busy.
Yes, I am.
He's too busy. Okay. So we've got a lot of great things coming up for you to see, and we just want to give you this opportunity to become a member of your public TV station. And you do that by calling the number you see on your screen and making the pledge. It's that easy. Or go to our website, wpsx.psu.edu. Make your pledge that way if you can't get through on the phone. And this just in, Dale?
Oh, thank you. South Street Botanical. Thank you very much. We appreciate your calling. This is such a special moment in Ridgway, and if you love Ridgway and you love public television as much as I do, you have to give us a call tonight. We really want to make a good showing, and you're benefiting a good cause with WPSX Public Television. What we do without them, we wouldn't have anything to watch. And remember, for just $75, you can get your copy of Our Town Ridgway with that extra 20 minutes of footage that you're not going to see tonight on the show. And you absolutely have to get that. So call it for yourself or use it for a Christmas gift.
We are waiting to read your name on the air next. And we can do that when you give us a call and you manage to get through. Oh, there's a couple phones open now. Oh, maybe only one phone open now. But we will make sure that you get your copy of this video when you make your pledge of support. We will also make sure that if you want to be, we will acknowledge you on the air. That is an option. But it is not an option for us to send you your own copy of this documentary. That's what we want to do. We want everybody in Ridgway to have a copy of this documentary. And it's as easy as a phone call away for you. Just give us a call and make your pledge so we can make sure that you have this in your home library. We're going back to the video in just a few seconds. You can call while the video's on. I know you don't want to miss any of it, but it is an opportunity for you to get in here while the phones are perhaps a little quieter. So please go to the phone, make your pledge of support, and then settle back and enjoy the work of your friends and neighbors who've documented one great day in Ridgway, Pennsylvania. This is your night, Ridgway. Give us a call.
I shot scenes of Boot Jack. That's the name of a pretty famous hill. It's important in Pennsylvania, and it's also important in Ridgway because it's Route 219, which is heavily traveled north-south route. I grew up there. I lived there my whole life and climbed around the rocks there and took hikes through the state game lands and the national forests that are in that area. At the top of Boot Jack, there are several businesses. One I find most interesting is the Bonney Brothers. They are chainsaw carvers. They're twins. They're trained artists. They have worked in many mediums, and I've known them a long time. Coming down Boot Jack, you see, first of all, the elevation sign, the state police barracks. There's a country radio station that use the elevation for their towers. It's perfect for them. Also, the county control and the 911 center is there. A couple other places on Boot Jack is the Royal Drive-In Tasty Freeze. It used to be a Tasty Freeze. Also owned by the same family is the Royal Inn, which is a motel and a very nice restaurant. It's a good place to eat. Then the truck problem, it becomes evident. You see a lot of signs about weight limits, and there's a big sign that shows a map for the truckers of how to get off of Boot Jack and what lane to go in, what lane not to go in. So you'll see a lot of signs. And at the bottom of all this, Ridgway.
Today I went down on the Rails to Trails to do some videotaping. I'm very interested in the Rails to Trails. It's something that I use and a lot of people in Ridgway do use. It's one of the nicest things that has happened to Ridgway. It's good for all ages. The trail is fairly level and you can take it at your own speed. There's mile markers along the way, so if you're interested in distance walking, you can measure your miles. Or if you're just out for a stroll, it's a nice place to take a stroll. And when you're going around the curves and the sun's coming through the trees, it's just beautiful. The Rails to Trails is very interesting because it does follow the Clarion River. Sometimes you're not close to it, sometimes you're real close to it. There are places you can go right down onto the rocks and watch the canoers. I got some kayaks from people kayaking from the rocks today. Ben Zappa is a school teacher from Ridgway. He's retired, and he's been running on the Rails to Trails, well, I imagine since they first started building it. He belongs to the Striders Club, and he logs a lot of miles in on the trail.
We have a club, the Elk County Striders, that formed in 1983. It has 163 members at the present time, and a number of members, 25 of them, live here in Ridgway and make a lot of use of this Clarion Little Toby Rail Trail for their training.
Bev Yates, who is a good friend of mine, has lived in Ridgway for 33 years, and she's very athletic.
Running is a great stress reliever. It is also wonderful for your health. I have run 6 marathons, and I'm training for my 7th, which will be this fall in October, Marine Corps Marathon in Washington, D.C.
There was a lot of activity down on the trail today. There was a lot of bikers, a lot of walkers, a lot of people with their dogs.
See ya! See ya!
Clarion Center Metals was established initially in 1958. In 1969, it moved to its current location where it is now. It's about a 120,000 square foot facility on 99 acres of land. So we have a lot of land to expand on. Inside the plant, there's a multitude of compaction presses, centering furnaces, and coining presses. And then, of course, the secondary operations. But I showed 2 nice pictures of one of a furnace down the throat, which furnace runs about 2,000 degrees. And then I show the running of a compaction press. I videotaped the whole panorama of Ridgway there, which was real nice. I went to that place because that's where myself and my 4 brothers used to sleep at all the time.
Of course, I did the record because I work there, and we are, you could say, we're the community scrapbook, because something happens in the community, we're there and we're going to be there to cover it, and the pictures are going to be in the paper, and it's a living history of the town. I videotaped the inside of the building, the editorial side, where the writers and editors are, and where the paper, the editorial part of the paper is produced. And also I videotaped the composing room where the advertising layout's done and where the papers are actually put together, the pages are put together. I videotaped the advertising side where the advertising cells when we're working. On that day they were working on the ShopRite, which is a shopper that we produce out of our building. I also videotaped the press running off our paper that day. We have it's called a Goss Community offset web press, and we are the only press of that type in between Du Bois and Bradford. And we not only print the Ridgway Record and ShopRite, we also print the Daily Press from St. Mary's and the Cane Republican and 4 other weekly papers. It's one of the first things you see as you come into Ridgway on 219, and it's been there for 35 years. The same families had it. They make a ham sandwich that is like no other anywhere, and it's kind of like what they're famous for. And that's what happens to be where I met my wife.
Okay, today I shot Dickinson Mental Health Center and several of our locations throughout Ridgway. I've worked for Dickinson for over 6 years, and Dickinson has quite a history in Ridgway and throughout Pennsylvania. When Dickinson was started, it was roughly 4 employees, and now we're well over 100 employees. And Mr. Yates gave a history of Dickinson and our main office and the history of the buildings.
But originally, this building was built 100 years ago as a home, a residence for nurses. That continued up until about 1958, when Ridgway Area Psychiatric Center was founded by Dr. Robert Dickinson, a local psychiatrist. We moved in as Ridgway Area Psychiatric Center into the 2 rooms there on the first floor. Nurses continued to live in the rest of the building. Over the years, the center has grown. Originally, Ridgway Area Psychiatric Center, that is, was commissioned by Governor Leader at the time in 1958 as the first private, nonprofit, rural psychiatric center in the entire state of Pennsylvania.
We serve over 2,000 people in Elk and Cameron counties. Based here in Ridgway, we have over 9 locations throughout Ridgway, various services, and we look forward to servicing the people of Ridgway and Elk and Cameron counties in the future.
My name is Jason Phipps, and I'm a music educator here in Ridgway.
And I'm Jamie Phipps, his wife, and I'm a journalist here in town at the local paper. And today we decided to do the churches, some of the churches in Ridgway. There's actually 17, which is kind of surprising for such a small community of only a population of 4,000 to 5,000 people. But we picked 6 of the ones that we thought stood out to us and to a lot of people in the community because they're older, the architecture is unique, and the stained glass work is beautiful, painted murals that are just breathtaking. So we decided to tape some of them.
The Grace Episcopal Church was erected in Ridgway in 1905. Its main focus in the church is it has a beautiful front mural, and in the back of the church it's got a Tiffany stained glass window that cost the church at the time $250,000 to put in.
The Bethlehem Lutheran Church is a beautiful church inside. There's a beautiful painting right behind the altar, and on either side of the painting are 2 tall stained glass windows. And they had a gentleman come in to inspect the windows for cleaning, and when he came in to inspect them, he was shocked to see that his great-grandfather or his grandfather had made the window. So he was cleaning the window that his grandfather had made, 100 years ago possibly. So I thought that was kind of neat.
The Presbyterian Church, architecturally, it's got some of the most beautiful architecture in the town. It and the Methodist Church, which we will be talking about a little bit, have the Tiffany-style domes, where when you walk into the center of the church and look straight up, it's a giant Tiffany window, and it's just absolutely beautiful.
St. Leo's Church, which I think has the prettiest landscaping and yard in Ridgway. It's beautiful. It has a creek that runs right in front of the church and a little bridge that goes over across it. It is a huge church, and it probably has the largest congregation here in town, almost 3,000 people.
Originally, the Methodists were the first to come to Ridgway in 1833. and they founded a church out of the old school, the original schoolhouse, and that's where they held their first services. And in 1903, they built the Trinity United Methodist Church. It's pretty much the brother or the sister church to the Presbyterian, with its stained glass. It's a little larger scale. Beautiful woodwork, all Hyde Murphy, the same throughout all the churches in Ridgway. And there's a few depictions in the stained glass where it's the depiction of Christ right before he is to be crucified, and then there's a depiction of Mary holding him as a baby. Two of the most beautiful stained glasses here in town.
The First Lutheran Church in Ridgway, which is actually right across from the towers, and it's a beautiful church inside, just like with many of the other churches in town. Beautiful stained glass, beautiful paintings and murals. One thing that I thought was particularly interesting about it was that up until 1895, services were conducted in German and in English. A lot of German people settled in this area, so I guess that was to make them feel more comfortable. It's a very religious community. And both of us being from the city, we're both from Pittsburgh, it's been interesting to see how much religion is a part of people's lives here in Ridgway, and we just thought that was really great.
Typically, the population in Pennsylvania and in Ridgway as well is an older population. We find that the residents of Pennsylvania don't want to leave. It's their home. They stay here. We don't have a lot of the elderly people moving out of the area unless they have to go to join with a son or daughter who's able to take care of them. I started the filming by meeting with the administrator at the facility and talking to her a little bit about the organization. This is Mary Jane Okoneski, the administrator of Ridgemont. Mary Jane, would you like to tell us something about this place and your role here?
Sure. I am the administrator of Ridgemont. Ridgemont is an assisted living facility. We house approximately 40 individuals. Most of them are retired citizens of the community. Most of them have been born and raised here. They've worked here their entire lives. And the concept of Ridgemont is caring for those who've cared for us. This is Irene Trumbull. She's one of our residents. Irene, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
I can't hear.
Tell a little bit about yourself.
Well, I grew up way out in the country. And I've always lived in Elk County till about 10 years, well, 14 years now, because I've been here 4 years. And but I was a waitress most of the time, but during the war I worked at Sylvania. After that I worked at Stackpole Carwin, but usually I was a waitress.
This is one of our residents, Mary Sullivan. She's been with us since last May. Mary, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, I came here right out of the hospital last May and came here May the 21st. And I'm a lifelong resident of Ridgway. I have lived on Mount Morenci all my life, and I'm 81 years young.
And this is Kitty Knox.
And I've been one happy woman since I'm here. I really do enjoy it. The staff is wonderful. They are so patient that you just have to want to throw your arms around them.
This is another one of our residents, Ed Andrus.
I worked for Hyde Murphy about 12 years. That is as much as you could work for a company in 1929 to 1940, because that was during the years of the Depression. And I spent till 1942, 41. Then I went to work at the Elliott Company.
This is Edith Johnson. She's one of our veteran residents. Edith's going on her 5th year.
I was fortunate to be on the staff of the Ridgway Area High School for about 12 years. I certainly enjoyed my contact with the young people and with the whole educational system. I don't know if the people of Ridgway know how lucky they are to have the school system they had.
And because there is such a high population of elderly people who can't stay in their home, there's a big need for a place where they can stay in the community that they've been familiar with and have enjoyed their lives. And that's where Ridgemont fits in as a nice way for these people to remain where they want to be and stay in the Ridgway area.
I was asked to photograph some of the larger homes in the area. We have beautiful, elegant homes full of Hyde Murphy woodwork. Because of the grandeur and the lighting difficulties, probably, I thought it would be an excellent challenge and a good way to get inside. The River House is a historic landmark. It's one of the oldest houses in Ridgway. Tim Leathers and Rob Robbins have come, taken over, and refurbished the entire place, decorated it, put the fantastic wildflower garden out back. Perennial flowers are really blooming this time of year. They go all year. The food is wonderful. The atmosphere is warm and inviting and very relaxing.
River House is a great example of an early Greek Revival homestead built by the Dickinson family. 5 generations of Dickinson stayed in this home until its sale to myself and Rob Robbins.
The Towers is one of our largest homes. It's a beautiful bed and breakfast with the crow's nest on top. Dale and Dan Larcella have come to Ridgway and sparked the town pretty much into the refurbishing that you see, and pretty much have put the makeup back on Ridgway.
We bought the Towers approximately 5 years ago, and it was, at that point, it had been apartments for 35 years, and it was in need of repair and restoration at that point. Our main contractor was a wonderful man, a magician, a wood magician named Gene Connolly, who was from about 20 minutes from here, and he restored all the woodwork, and the woodwork was very damaged, and he brought it back to just pristine condition. He did the papering and the painting. Mary Lee DiStefano is a local interior decorator, and she helped us with all the beautiful wallpapers and kept us in line with that so that we didn't make any major mistakes. And she also did the drapery work. And we had another man, a local man named Don Keener, who is, he basically made everything work again and was our carpenter. There were many people. Another important one was Craig Mitchell from the local strip shop, who restored all of the brass and lighting in the house. It was original to the house.
The Schloter House is a gorgeous stone mansion right on the corner of East Main Street. It's full of Hyde Murphy woodwork because Hyde lived there himself. It's got the elegant giant rooms. Bob and Diane Schloter, actually my brother and sister-in-law, own the house and have come to town 8 years ago.
My first exposure to this house was a 1-minute walkthrough, and during that time I made up my mind to buy the house. And the reason I did is because I was retiring. I didn't want to move back and buy a fixer-upper. This house was in excellent shape when I bought it. There was some pitfalls to it, but for the most part, the woodwork and everything is as good as it was when they built the house. All the woodwork's tight, a beautiful house, beautiful decorations. It took me less than 1 minute to decide to buy it. I was very happy, and of course I consorted with my wife the next day, and she made the final decision.
The Fernan residence is another house that all kids of Ridgway know because it's right around the old school buildings. We grew up around that house looking and marveling at the beautiful woodwork and stained glass. It has some of the most beautiful stained glass in the area, as well as great woodwork. The steamed curvings and the beam ceilings, and still it has some of the plaster molded ceilings. It's a remarkable huge house, and Molly was quite delightful.
I've often felt it really isn't my house. I've often felt that it's the town's house. It's a work of art. It's part of history. It's Hyde Murphy. And as I look at it, I get teary-eyed. It's beautiful. But then there are many homes in Ridgway that have this quality work.
I visited the North Central Technical Education Center. The center provides technical training and education to support the local powdered metal and manufacturing industries. The powdered metal industry requires very precise manufacturing processes. So we provide training with the same kind of equipment that's used in the powdered metal industry. We use Gasberry presses, which are used throughout the industry in this region to produce powdered metal parts. We use both standard lathes and mills and grinders, as well as very sophisticated computer numerical controlled machines that provide multiple machining opportunities. We have the largest computer labs in the entire county, and we provide day and nighttime training for people who need to upgrade their computer skills. Many of the machines that are used in the powdered metal industry are driven by computer programs. Over 85% of our graduates go to work directly in the field and work for local industry. We also have PM companies outside of the state of Pennsylvania, and some of our graduates go to work there. This is a $3 billion industry in this area, and this is considered the heart of the powdered metal industry in the entire country.
I'm interested in the scouting, and I have decided that we would start with down at Dave Love's, where the girls are canoeing on the river. Dave has, for the last 20 years, done this with the girls. He teaches them canoe safety and how to properly use a canoe on the river, and before they can even go down the river, he tests them right by his canoe store down there. And the girls really look forward to it every summer we have done this.
We also took them out to Sandy Beach, which is a recreational park area in Ridgway that the girls really like to be able to go out and use. It's there for us to use at any time. We did our traditional campfire. We did some science activities.
One of the things that they always do is they always make s'mores. And it's a tradition with Girl Scouts. It's a toasted marshmallow and half a Hershey bar on a graham cracker. That's their special treat. And they were making Christmas angels out of yarn.
Girl Scouts definitely has a place, and Girl Scouts definitely has a tough time remaining strong, especially in rural communities, because there is a lot of peer pressure now for the young children. Our purpose is to help them to discover who they are and maintain a good self-image so that as they grow older, they can become mature, responsible adults who are not afraid to stand their ground and say, this is what I believe in.
I shot the Ridgway Public Library. It was built about 100 years ago, and my sister-in-law is the director of the library. She has done a lot of work there over the past year.
When they created the library 100 years ago, the women of Ridgway, including Kate Hyde Hall, who was the wife of Senator J.K.P. Hall, what they decided was that this library should be an integral part of the daily life in Ridgway. Right now we have over 15,500 books in the library, and we serve approximately 4,000 patrons. We have weekly story hours, we have summer reading programs, we have a series of library teas, an ice cream social.
I think it's probably unique because I don't know of too many towns that have ice cream trucks. Chip Carnevale, he's the ice cream man, and he's had his truck for approximately 3 years, and he comes a few times a week apparently to Ridgway and drives his ice cream truck. My husband Glenn and I purchased the Bonifels Mansion about 10 years ago. It is made of granite from Vermont, which they brought by train 100 years ago. It was built in 1897. Took 3 years to build. It looks like a castle. There's a lot of stories around town, especially from the children who think that Santa Claus lives there, or maybe the Tooth Fairy lives there. And also there are many stories about it being haunted, which we don't believe because we've been there 10 years, and it's the quietest house I've ever been in.
Hi, I'm Glenn Freeberg. My wife and I moved to Ridgway in 1986, and shortly thereafter, in the early 90s, we had the chance to buy this big granite mansion known as Bonifels. Bonifels means beautiful fields or meadows in French, and that was the name given to the property by its owners the Arnold family. I think of special note, it's the first house in L County to be listed on the National Register of Historic Places, and the woodwork is really quite beautiful and wonderful, and we're happy that we've been able to save this monumental building from the wrecking ball.
I'm originally from Johnstown, and when we first moved to Ridgway, didn't think we would stay, but it's a great place to raise our kids. There is a saying around Elk County that once you stick your feet in the Clarion River, you always come back, and I think that's true.
Stay tuned, there's more of Our Town Ridgway to come, including a look inside the courthouse clock tower, some fishy business, and some excited kids. You can help keep the excitement of public TV looking and sounding great by calling in a pledge right now. Thanks.
Well, if you tried to get through the last time and couldn't, all the phones are open right now. We've raised over $8,000 in the first break, so we're... So at one phone call at a time, we can break Clearfield's record, which was just over 24,000. So, hi, I'm Greg Peterson. Thanks for having us into your homes tonight. I've been the coordinator, the executive producer, call me Ishmael, I don't care, for the Our Town project for the last 4 years. And it's been a great project, and we've certainly appreciated doing it. And your support has made it all possible, and we've made a lot of great friends with the station, raised some money, and it's your dollars that make this possible. 1-800-245-9779 is the number to call. The studio tonight is full of people from Ridgway. They're answering your phone calls. So give them a call right now and make your pledge. And here, with a few thank yous, more than a few, is Dale Lauricella. Dale?
Hi, everybody in Ridgway. Boy, we're so excited here that we've hit over 8,000 on our first break, and you're making it a really special night here. Again, you can get this special version of Our Town Ridgway that has 20 minutes of extra footage for just $75. This is the best Christmas gift you could get anybody, family, friend, someone out of town that you haven't seen in a long time, someone who would really enjoy this. Great presents. For $100, you can also get the Our Town Ridgway polo shirt. We're all, except for me, wearing these here tonight. And for $150, you can get both. So make your pledge to WPSX. This is a great cause tonight between supporting WPSX Public Television and supporting your friends and family that are up here working and all the people who have worked to make our town. I mean, isn't it great? The footage is just fabulous. You absolutely, everyone has to have one. And we thank everyone who's called. Let me give a few names here. We have so many. Charlie Jakes, Sarah Dickinson,
Need to read them all.
Althea Lucart, Lois Bruner. Those are just a few. We have so many. We're going to continue reading them on a little later. Right now, we're going to pass on to Asher here, who I've been working with in the studio, and let her tell you a few more things.
Well, I'll tell you a few things. We are on our way to a record-winning night. We had stand corrected. The first break in this program was $9,135. That is an all-time record. We're on our way, a record pace, and we can do it. This can be the best night ever here in an Our Town series. Ridgway is clearly the most enthusiastic we have seen yet. So give us a call. Make sure that you jump on this and make sure you get your own copy of the Our Town Ridgway documentary. The enthusiasm of the town continues. It's no surprise to those of us that have worked on the project from the very beginning. Dale and every one of the videographers who came down tonight, every one of the 47 videographers who you will see in this program, have just shown a level of enthusiasm that has been somewhat remarkable. So please give us a call right now. All the phones, there are a couple open phones right now, so this is your opportunity. Give us a call. Make sure that you get your own copy. Remember, at the $75 level, we can send you a copy of the video. For $100, we can send you a copy of the Our Town Ridgway polo shirt, a definite collectible in Ridgway. And for a pledge of $150, we can make sure that you have both of them. Put it all on a credit card and make it easy and convenient, and we can send you a year subscription to Newsweek as well. Lots of great ways we have for thanking you for the enthusiasm that you have shown in creating this documentary about your hometown. So give us a call right now. Greg?
She's really embarrassed and she really doesn't want to do this, but this is B. Turbovich. And B, thank you for coming down tonight. And you shot part of the Our Town part. What did you shoot in the Our Town?
I helped with a Horizon clip, and I also shot Ridgemont. this assisted living facility.
Oh, that's right. You had those interviews with the ladies. That was great.
Right.
In fact, your company, Horizon Wood Products, is one of our underwriters. Thank you very much for underwriting this program. Did you have fun doing it?
Oh yeah, it's been great.
And ever since you got George up and talking, you can't stop him now. Is that it?
Well, can't stop him. I don't think he's going to turn into a public speaker, but at least he's had his debut.
George did a little thing at the screening we had last week and stood up and said this was his first public speaking, and he kind of went on and on. Well, and we had a good time. We had a good time too. Thank you very much for coming here tonight. What do you want the people at home to do?
Call us. My phone isn't ringing.
Well, it's because I took it off the hook. Oh, I'm sorry. Give us a call, 1-800-245-9779. Thank you, B.
Thank you.
Who's next?
Oh, there I am. Well, I mean, isn't this just great? I'm sure you've enjoyed the beautiful footage of things like the churches. I thought that the Historic Home series has been just fabulous, and all the things about the wonderful outdoors around Ridgway. I know that you all just love it out there and appreciate it. We are having so many calls. I'm going to read off 10 or 15 names here. Father Rob, Peg Victor Howard, Donna Kilhofer, Doris Olson, Ron Vigilone. You can see I have a huge pile here coming in. We're so excited. Elizabeth Thorstensen, Susan Harris, Walter Disler, Ray Salberg. Oh, let's see. Who else do we have here? Evelyn Newquist, and we'll do one more.
Give me the ones when you're done here.
James Russell. Thank you all for calling in. We're going to keep announcing you all. And back to Asher here.
Here I am. And we want to remind you that we will thank you too when you give us a call and make a pledge so that we can send you your own copy of the Ridgway video. Our Town Ridgway, what we will send you is the director's cut. It has about 40 minutes more than we're able to show you on the air tonight. This is a very long documentary because we had more volunteers than ever who worked on this project. $75 pledge, and a copy of this is yours for your home library. Make a $100 pledge, and we're happy to send you the Our Town Ridgway polo. This is a collectible shirt, and this is the only time it will be offered. And when you make a pledge of $150, the polo shirt and the video is yours. So please give us a call. Consider putting it on a credit card, whatever is the easiest way for you. We are on our way to a record-winning evening. We had a record-winning break in the first intermission, and obviously the phones continue to ring. We're on our way to perhaps another record here in this break too. You can make it happen by giving us a call right now. Greg.
1-800-245-9779. $75 pledge. Get you a copy of this program, Our Town Ridgway. This is the director's cut. There's about 20 additional minutes on here that you won't see tonight because of time restraints. So that's yours for a pledge of $75. Make a pledge of $100. You can get the Our Town polo shirt. It says Our Town Ridgway there, the little logo on there with the Channel 3 logo. $150, we can send you both. And any pledge of $35 or more on a credit card, you'll also get a year's worth of Newsweek magazine. Plus, you'll get the WPSX TV program guide, the WPSU program guide sent to you together. You'll also get the member card, which is good for 2-for-1 dining at a lot of restaurants throughout central Pennsylvania. So it's a great deal. Our way of saying thanks for your pledge to your public TV station. It's your dollars that pay for the programs. We use your dollars to purchase, produce, and broadcast the programs that you watch on Channel 3. This year, we're going to spend about $1.8 million on programming, and 54% has to come from individual memberships from viewers like you. So give us a call at 800-245-9779. That's 245-WPSX, or visit our website, wpsx.psu.edu, and you can make a pledge there on our secure server. It's easy, it's safe, and it's an easy way to do it. If you couldn't get through in the phones right now, we have 2 phones, 1 phone empty. So give us a call and make your pledge. And here with some more thank you is Dale.
Boy, can you believe that we're setting records here tonight? We could even have a chance to be Clearfield here. I'm going to give you some more names that have been calling in. James Russell, Loretta Palello. Hey, thanks a lot, Loretta. Mary White, Nord Ponser, thank you. Ronnie Green. We can hardly keep up with these, and we're having an awesome time. Andy Santinello. Mary Mallon. This is a tough job up here, boy. Jack Rhymes. Patricia Work. I'm sorry if I mispronounced your name. Frank O'Connell. Jane Brindle, she was one of our videographers who did the wonderful footage along the Clarion River with the deers swimming across the river. You can't beat that. We have some beautiful outdoor footage. We've got a great historic home footage. I love a lot of the things with the teenagers. You have just got to have one of these. For $75, find a way to get it. And the teenagers that are out there watching, ask your parents to buy the tape for you. Asher.
We want to give you the opportunity to get your own copy of this video. Remember, a $75 pledge brings it your way. And a $100 pledge sends the polo shirt your way. And a $150 pledge means we can send both of them home to you. We'll have these to you in time for the holidays. If you want to get some for your holiday gift giving, now's your opportunity. Make sure you get one for your own home library. And take this opportunity to let us know that you appreciate the work of every one of the volunteers who went out with a video camera and shot this great footage and made a documentary about your town. I also want to say thanks to the underwriters. We had, what a surprise, great corporate support in Ridgway as well, helping us underwrite some of the costs of the production. Horizon Wood Products was an underwriter. Mascotech was an underwriter. Clarion Sintered Metals also was an underwriter, and we had additional support from Alpha Sintered Metals and from the Ridgway Industrial Development Corporation. Great support on every level from your town. Now it's your turn to make sure that you take advantage of this and get your own copy. Give us a call, make your pledge, and get a copy of this tonight. Greg.
Give us a call, make your pledge at 1-800-245-9779. We have Lori, Bill, and Amy here in the front row. And then there's Michael, Joanne, and Jan. And then we got Jack and Maureen and B. You may know Jack. Jack drives around town in his Volkswagen, and he has his dachshund on his lap who's driving along with him. But what I want to know is, how does the dachshund's feet reach the pedals? That's a short little dog. I don't understand. 1-800-245-9779 is the number for you to call. Yeah, I'm talking about you. Make a pledge. For $75 pledge to get you a copy of this program, Our Town Ridgway. It's a director's cut. It's got about 20 additional minutes on it that you won't be seeing tonight. More footage, more great footage that we couldn't fit into the program because of length. $100 pledge, the Our Town Ridgway polo shirt. It's a 50-50 blend. Comes in large, extra large, and double extra large. Or for $150, you can get both. And it's just our way of saying thanks for your pledge to WPSX Channel 3, because it's your dollars that make the programs happen. We buy the programs you watch on Channel 3. As a matter of fact, if you watch us on cable TV, are you watching us?
Realizing the great height there. And I thought also interesting because right now the scaffolding is around it, and we'll probably never see that again in our lifetime. So I caught the scaffolding, I believe, as well on the sides. In the lobby, there is an interesting light that hangs. I guess you would call it a sort of chandelier. It's brass and glass, but there are, out of the brass, there are formed 4 small elk heads, of course, for Elk County. I moved into the courtroom at that point and did an interview with Commissioner Gavazzi.
Back in 1843, James Gillis from Ridgway was a representative in Harrisburg, and he helped to get a bill passed that formed Elk County. It was also formed from parts of Clearfield, Jefferson, and McKean counties. The present courthouse was constructed in 1880, and we added an addition in 1970. Our jail was completed in 1885.
The basement actually served as the original county jail. One of the rooms still has the bars, and also I went and they showed me a mechanism that used to be used to open and close the cell doors. The best part of the visit to the courthouse was going up into the clock tower. We climbed a stairway up to the attic. A couple of the maintenance men took me up there, and then a ladder up into the clock tower. And up in the clock tower, there are, I would say, thousands of signatures, autographs, graffiti up there, because there's a standing tradition that when you visit the clock tower, you must put your name up there. So we found signatures up there, painted, some written with lead or whatever, from 1895. While I was up there, the bell the clock struck 11, and I saw the inner workings of the clock actually working. It was fascinating. I spent my entire life looking up at that clock, and there I was inside and watching, how it actually operated. And I could see behind those 4, it looks like moon faces at night of the clock. I could see behind those and what they actually look like. It was a great experience. After I visited the courthouse, I went down to the Pensy restaurant, and it's one of my favorite places to eat. While at the restaurant, I ran into some people I know, some Ridgewayites.
Hello, my name is Janet Fraze. I come to Pensy all the time. My daughter Donna works here.
My name is Richard M. Johnson, old timer from Ridgway, and we're in the old time Ridgway restaurant. Been here for years and years. Still going pretty good.
I'm Donna Bundy. This is my son Joshua. This is my husband Dan. We like to come to the Pensy, of course, because it's a nice family-oriented restaurant. And my son loves pancakes.
My name is Katrina Berquist, and I've been in Ridgway all my life. And I enjoy coming to the Pensy, and they're very friendly people. I'd say we're one big happy family here.
I even talked with the owner. They're famous for their pies and their breads and so forth.
We make the homemade pies every day, and they're the old Pensy recipe, and I've continued the tradition of that. We make all different kinds of cream pies and fruit pies.
I've lived my entire life in this town and certainly plan on staying here. I'm very deeply involved in the community and several organizations that I think help to promote the community, and I'm seeing great things happen here the last few years, and I'm really pleased and proud to be a part of that.
I've taken some shots, aerial shots of Ridgway. It's something I always wanted to do of Ridgway. It was very interesting. I started on the south end of town and came into town using a helicopter, and we took a lot of shots of the industrial park and the roads leading into town. And when they say that Ridgway is in a valley, you can really tell from the air and how large an area that is green versus buildings and the town itself. The one thing that really impressed me was the size of our reservoir, which is on the far end of town. And it was very interesting as to how big that area is. I took some video of downtown stores, the main street. Since I am a business owner downtown, I'd like to see the business end of town being recognized. While I was doing the videotaping of downtown Ridgway, I videotaped local business, Cliffy's in the Prescription Center, which is the oldest family-owned business in town. It's been in existence since 1908 as a family-owned business. Ran into Steve Cleveland, the president of the chamber. He talked about the history of the community.
In 1817, Jacob Ridgway purchased 80,000 acres in what is known today as Elk County. Jacob was a wealthy Quaker from Philadelphia. He hired James Lowell Gillis to develop the area for him. In 1821, Mr. Gillis arrived at Mount Morenci and promptly cleared 500 acres. He intended to lure farmers here, but soon realized that the growing season was too short for large-scale farming. He decided to capitalize on the timber and the availability of natural water transportation. After realizing that the Clarion River would be needed as a natural water power source, he moved the settlement 6 miles into the valley. In 1824, the town was established. It was known as the Lily of the Valley. Mr. Gillis named the town after Jacob Ridgway.
This video that I did, it did give me a different view of the whole community. It brought together a lot of things that I more or less take for granted, and I don't think about those things since I've lived here all my life. And by taking the views from the air the day before and then coming down and taking some of the shots right on the ground, I had a different perspective of it, and I hope a lot of people would see what we have here in the community and appreciate everything that we have.
I taped the Sandy Beach area today, and it interests me because 10, 15 years ago, the development of Sandy Beach was like next to nothing. Now it has evolved into a major recreation area, sports activities are continuous out there. Baseball, soccer, softball, picnic areas, so the family uses it all the time. Swimming is another activity. Fishing. There's just so much activity out there, and it's continuous. We interviewed a woman named Peggy Mitchell, and her husband, Phil Mitchell, was one of the creators of the baseball field out there.
Well, Sandy Beach was built back in 1978 when they eliminated the baseball field at the high school. My husband knew that the town needed a baseball field for the boys to play on, and with the help of the Ridgway Township, they constructed this beautiful ball field with all the help of volunteers, and they've added on since then. They've come up with volleyball fields or courts, pavilions, a playground for children, a softball field, and it's just used almost every day by the people in Ridgway.
And Ridgway is the southeastern entrance gateway for the Allegheny National Forest. We had an interview with a ranger that came down just specifically for today so that we could get some history and education on the Allegheny National Forest.
This national forest is very unique in that it's Pennsylvania's only national forest. It was established by presidential proclamation in 1923 under the authority of the Weeks Act. It's approximately 513,000 acres in size, and it covers a 4-county area in northwestern Pennsylvania. It's small in size compared to other national forests, but yet because of its proximity to these larger cities like Buffalo, Pittsburgh, Cleveland, we get a lot of use here.
1/3 of the U.S. population can get into the Allegheny National Forest by a one-day drive.
The Ridgway Rifle Club is a shooting organization here in town that I got involved with in the mid-'70s. We were shooting in the basement of the Masonic Temple building at the time. We had no clubhouse. We only had a high-power range which was developed by the National Guard. One of our shooters went to New Mexico and brought back the idea of Silhouette and sold it to the club, and we built the original 5 animals for the high-power range. The high power is shot from 200 meters, 300 meters, 385 meters, and 500 meters. It's based on a gallery type of a game where the cutouts have to be knocked down to count. That's the score. We have excellent range facilities, and people from all over the world have come. In fact, right now we have the national championship for small bore and high power going on right now, beginning tomorrow morning. So you'll see many shooters from all over the world there. In other national championships that I've attended, people have come from Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. They've all been in Ridgway. They just feel so welcome when they come to Ridgway, not just by the members of the club, but the members of the community at large. I enjoy it because of the competition. People compete in all different categories. They're classified from B class through A, AA, AAA, and Master class, so you're competing against people of your own caliber. It's something that can be done from a very young age to quite an old age.
The video I made was of the factory where I work. It's a small powder metal factory, and the reason it interested me, I guess, because I work there. A lot of my friends work there, and we have a nice group of people. One of the things that we really like to talk about is our environmental awareness. We're a rare manufacturing facility where we have no industrial wastewater discharge. We recycle all of our cooling water and all of our industrial water. So the governor did award us with this pollution prevention plaque, and most of the raw materials that we buy are different forms of metal that are atomized or turned into powder. And most of them come from scrap materials, old ships, old plumbing. Then they're melted and they're purified, formed into powder, and that's what our raw material is. Our primary production operation is compaction of the powder. We consolidate the powder, we compact it under great pressure, and form it into the shape of the finished component. The sintering is the next step. It's a thermal, mechanical, chemical bond between the individual particles of the powder. After the sintering, a lot of times the part will become distorted. Then it has to be sized so that it's shaped back into a nice straight bearing or whatever product it is you're sizing. We're here in Ridgway, the Allegheny National Forest, borders all around us, and we take it pretty seriously, to protect the environment at the same time that we're manufacturing world-class products.
I shot Faircroft Bed and Breakfast. It belongs to some old friends of mine, John and Lois Shoemaker. I taught school with them for many years. They're now retired. The bed and breakfast originally was Lois's grandparents' farm. They farmed for many years. Then Lois's father, Harry Larson, took over and made it Faircroft Dairy. He had the dairy there for many years, and that's where the name Faircroft Bed and Breakfast came from. Then when he was done with the dairy, he had a Christmas tree farm. That Christmas tree farm was, everyone in Ridgway seemed to go to get their Christmas trees. I remember when I first came to Ridgway, so they said, that's where you get your Christmas trees. Then Lois and John took over, and they made it into a bed and breakfast. It was the first bed and breakfast in the area.
I shot the Frank Clark Basketball Memorial Court, and it was built in honor of Frank Clark, who died when a couple months after he turned 18. He died from cancer, and he really, really loved the game of basketball, so they built a court in memory of him.
He was everybody's friend, my brother, who in October 1998 died of cancer. He'd have graduated with us in 1999. So they wanted to do something nice for him, to remember him, and these courts were probably the best thing because he loved basketball.
All of a sudden, these donations started coming in to build the court. And after it's done, a lot of kids play on it, and the court runs till like 10 or something. And there's kids all the way up until that time playing on the court, and everybody just loves it, and it gets a lot of use.
I think these courts really show what can happen when a community comes together. Something good like this can happen,
It's an open challenge for whoever wants to challenge. Whoever sees this can come down and challenge us at basketball. No problem. They won't beat us on these courts.
The second place I filmed was the community pool, which is right next to the court. Because if you see on some of the shots, you can see the court in the background or the pool in the background of the court. The pool is a very nice place. I work there myself as one of the lifeguards. I got a couple shots of some kids playing, just having fun. The guards up in the chair watching over the kids. I talked to the head lifeguard, Wayne.
The staff is really good, the community really helpful, and it's a nice addition for Ridgway. Something for the summer and something for kids to actually do. Would you agree, Karen?
There is a lot to do, and it's like athletics is the one real big thing. Like swimming, some people might not notice it's an athletics. Basketball, it's an athletic sport. I mean, you get a lot of exercise. It keeps you in shape, keeps you in fit, keeps you more healthy.
Today I shot the Ridgway YMCA, and I found it very interesting to be part of the videotaping there. It was very unique in the fact that the YMCA promotes a healthy fitness and lifestyle for the community of Ridgway. They want to make Ridgway healthier. They've been there for since the early 1900s. Teens, toddlers, adults, seniors utilize the YMCA. They've got wonderful programs there. They have a daycare center.
Make it faster.
The daycare program is located up on Boot Jack in Ridgway.
Yay, good job.
The aerobics class at the YMCA, they're offered in the mornings and the evenings, and they contain a cardiovascular segment. They have weight training. They're to promote a healthy lifestyle. They're co-ed classes. Anyone can come. You don't have to be a member of the Y to utilize the classes there. The water aerobics class is more of a non-impact class where there's less stress on your joints. It also promotes toning to your muscles. I also videotaped today the Ridgway Community Nurse Service Center. They have been in Ridgway for over half a century.
Our Executive Director, Julia Wright.
Hello. Today, patients of all ages, from infants to the elderly, are eligible for home health care services. We work closely with the physicians, the hospitals, rehab centers to help the patient in their continuity of care to get back into the home so that it's safe and comfortable for their environment.
The Ridgway community is a very healthy community. There's many things in our community that involve health and fitness. There's many activities for children and adults to take part in. I think Ridgway is a very healthy community.
The Ridgway Industrial Development Corporation 2 years ago purchased 30 acres of land on top of Bootjack Hill with the intent to develop it into an industrial park. Up until 2 years ago, there were no actual industrial lots available for sale in Ridgway Borough or Ridgway Township, so we saw a real need for it. So after acquiring the land, we got a grant from the Department of Community and Economic Development in Harrisburg for $665,000 to run the infrastructure and the water, sewer, the roads, and run the utilities up there. Right now there's 6 5-acre lots that are in the industrial park. Out of the 6 lots, 2 actually now have buildings sitting on them. Each one is approximately 10,000 square foot. Each of those buildings ran about $450,000 to build. There's 2 other lots that have been sold and purchased but won't be developed until next spring. And then we still have 2 additional lots that are remaining for sale. The CDR ink plant is of particular importance to us. It was an ink plant that had been in Ridgway for 70 plus years, went out of business must be going on 4 years now. It was designated a year and a half ago as a Keystone Opportunity Zone. The RIDC, the Ridgway Industrial Development Corporation, along with North Central Enterprise, explored the possibility of developing the site. And our hope is that North Central will take the lead in that project and basically rehab or demolish the existing structure there for future building sites. I firmly believe that small towns should not be thought of as being at any disadvantage in this day and age than any metropolitan area. In many respects, I think small towns can be more nimble, more resourceful, less paperwork, less red tape in order to affect change.
I've been in the fire department 10 years now. Okay. Took me a while to get my interest up. I've had a couple of my friends that wanted me to join for a long time, and my interest never was there. But I've been doing it now for about 10 years. I showed us on a tape. Basically, I touched base on all the equipment we have in our fire stations, and I also touched base on what the equipment is, what it's equipped with. I interviewed Carl Reese at the Central Fire Station in North Broad. And he's been a fireman for 55 years. He's one of our oldest firemen there.
The equipment, of course, is updated from years and years. And we started in the other sections of town. The early days, they had horse and buggy type of thing for the equipment. Then they moved to trucks that were about the size of a modern day pickup truck. Through the years, these stations have been updated to the point where they handle any type of fire that you can have.
I think small town volunteer fire departments are very much appreciated. You have a small town like Ridgway. You know, we're protecting the borough of Ridgway, South Ridgway Township, and Spring Creek Township. Ridgway exists of 175 members, running out of 4 stations. So you got a lot of coverage here, and I think small town of Ridgway does appreciate the volunteers and what they do.
Today I videotaped the Laurel Mill area, which is currently known as the Sandy Beach area, and what I tried to film was a gentleman talking about the lumbering industry and how it affected Ridgway at the turn of the century. The gentleman's name was John Imhoff, and he is a local historian. He is going to be the president of the Historical Society.
The lumber industry really built Ridgway.
Ridgway did not have large coal deposits. They did have some clay, but primarily it was wood and wood-related products. So you had a huge tannery in Ridgway. You had the Hyde-Murphy plant, which was noted worldwide for their magnificent woodwork. And the rough lumber would often be taken from these smaller mills, sent into town, and utilized by places like Hyde-Murphy. Also, the hemlock bark, and there are still a lot of hemlock trees around here, was stripped and taken to the tanneries and used to actually tan the leather hides. By the 1920s and early 1930s, most of the lumber in this area had been cut. The hills that you see now covered with the rich foliage were absolutely laid bare. It was about that time that they arrived at the idea of having a national forest in the area. And this bridge, in fact, is a dividing line. Beyond it begins the Allegheny National Forest, 512,000 acres. When they conceived this idea, one individual looked and said, "You actually want to make a national forest out of that brush pile." At the time he was speaking, they had remnants of trees and slashings laying out there, stacked 15 to 30 feet high. In 1926, a huge fire raged through that in an area about 5 miles from here called Owl's Nest. It destroyed 13,000 acres. So this magnificent forest that we enjoy now is really the result of the lumbering that occurred around the turn of the century.
One of the first places that I videotaped was the health center here in Ridgway. We went inside as well and did the Med Express, which is the equivalent of an emergency room, but it's not open 24 hours a day. It's staffed by a physician and RNs and so forth, so we did some footage in there. And we also covered some of the new services in the hospital, which would be the cardiac rehabilitation program that they just opened up, and we went up to behavioral health. And then I sat and was able to talk to Paul DeSantis for a long time, and he explained where the hospital started from, and as well as where it's going now.
We will do all in our power to utilize the resources that have been made available as a result of the merger to not only deliver services now, but to continue to expand services as the patient needs demand. And certainly the support of the community of Ridgway and those in the surrounding area will help us to continue to meet those needs.
I've been involved with the Heritage Council for 2 years. This year I'm not as involved, but they asked me if I would help them to photograph some of the rehab projects that we've been able to do with the business owners, property owners on Main Street.
Hi, I'm Tim Leathers. I'm the Color and Design Chairman